Hey, this is Alex Vasco with All For Him Racing Videos, and you're listening to Cash on the Hood podcast. When you're done listening, please go over to YouTube and check out all the number 4 Him Racing videos for all your derby action needs.
Hey, yo, welcome to Cash on the Hood. You just finished hearing episode 1. Now we're on episode 2. And with my main man, Steven Sickles. Who do we got here?
Nicole Glass with Sauer Heating and Air.
Absolutely. So before we get started, of course, like, share, subscribe. Without you guys, we are nothing. Seriously, I'll be paying on just empty space without you guys liking, sharing, and subscribing. So our main man, Brian, behind the decks there, famous in LA for selling out the Coliseum and his podcast. Not the Coliseum. Somewhere in LA. He sold it out.
Directed to Orlando, not Miami.
All right, in Orlando. This guy's everywhere. I'm going to give him credit for being on the moon. All right, so he's you can check him out at Cinema Psychos and the Lipson podcast channel if you want to learn how to be a podcaster. Brian is a part of their YouTube section series channel there at Lipson, and so you can figure out how to be. Brian will be a consultant, a paid consultant for podcasting. I hear him. I hear his hustle back there. He's like, I'll engineer you. Okay. All right. We had a lot of fun on the first one. Now we're getting started again with heating and air. Steven brought up he didn't realize that heating and air was in sheets and stuff.
So what I want to talk about is a good conversations always start in between episodes. Mm-hmm. So we just get it's like that pillow talk at night. Like you get that good stuff going. So we're talking about HVAC and how versatile it is. Like I never realized, even when I worked there, because we were doing a lot more commercial stuff. As of recently, I've just learned that it's even HVAC transfers into small, even anything refrigerant. Mm-hmm. So the company I used to work with has contracts. I don't want to say Sheets because I'm not sure if it was Sheets, but it was a large gas station by us. It might have been Speedway. But they have to go in and service all their drink machines and stuff. And I just never thought about that. Just how broad it is in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny because a lot of people don't even think about your refrigerator. It has refrigerant in it. You know, and that's what makes it cold and it defrosts and everything. So it's a full cycle. Everything that has anything to do with chilling is refrigerant.
Yeah, when I think of HVAC or heating, I think ductwork, furnace, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of people
not the
do.
rest of this stuff.
It's probably because where we live.
Yeah.
We don't live in an AC all the time environment.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
What I was always interested in, in cars, where you recycle that gas, where the gas gets put back into a machine because that's precious material, and then it gets put back in the car. Do you guys do that as well?
Yeah, we have recovery machines.
Recovery.
Yeah. So we, anytime you're doing a air conditioning replacement or a heat pump or anything, again, those all have refrigerant in them. The heat pump is actually an air conditioner and a furnace. It does both. So in the summer, it does cooling, and in the winter, it does the heating. And then cars are the same way. They also have kind of a twofold heat and cool in them. So everything that has any kind of refrigerant in it, you have to use a recovery machine. So we do have those. We do, you have to do it. It's OSHA required to do that.
It's not
just
about recovering, Jason. It's also about not putting them gases directly into our air.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figured
you have to be safe about it. You can't just cut the lines and here we go.
Let's talk about demolition derby.
Okay, because I feel like Steven needs a recovery machine at his shop.
Well, Jason, I mean, I normally try. No, how many times have we stripped out a derby car and accidentally hit a AC line and the green stuff goes everywhere?
Every single time.
The green stuff?
Oh yeah,
refrigerant is gas.
But it has a green residue that comes out.
Yeah,
of it.
if it has the dye in it.
Yeah, there's a yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, oh yeah, you hear it go quickly. I remember I was young and I heard that. I thought it was going to explode or something.
You hear it psh, in the garage and derby talks. That's when you know to run.
Yeah,
because you don't want it all over you and you don't feel like inhaling it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you brought that up, Jason. The new refrigerant is going to be coming out towards the end of this year. So it's a little bit flammable.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's going to be special training. Well, it's mainly for residential and commercial applications, not in vehicles yet.
Why is it flammable?
They actually it has propane in it.
Oh, because propane is cold.
I suppose.
I mean, when you grab
Yeah, you grab a tank and.
So whose idea is it to make houses more explosive?
The government, I guess. EPA. I don't know.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess it's chemistry, right? It's
Yeah.
science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you
Most
guys,
of our houses have gas lines running through them anyway. So
Yeah. Why not just add that?
right? Well, I mean,
Supposedly it's not real flammable though.
all right. Well, I'd hope not.
So I mean, it just has a small probability of blowing
keep
up.
that out of our derby cars.
So it's gonna end. So what was it? R34, and now it's something else.
R34A, I believe was for the automotive, and then R34 was the new refrigerant is 454.
That's for Chevy guys. They're like, all of a sudden, all the Chevy guys
Yeah,
just picked their ears picked up.
Using big block
They're all like, oh.
Yeah, so that'll be coming out the end of this year. So all of our guys have to be retrained on flammable gases.
I was always impressed about the amount of training Cousin Jack went to. I thought it was just vacations. It turns out he was getting a lot of training to stay current in the field.
Yeah, we do a lot. We just finished up a 4-day training on control systems with our guys in the office. So they do a lot. We provide that because we have to stay current in the industry in order to be one of the top dogs.
Yeah, I mean, and you want to work efficiently, so I'm sure
Right.
because there's not going to be less heating and air.
No, no.
I can tell you where I was in 2011. If they didn't progress and keep moving, they'd get left behind. The heating and air conditioning just seems like it's constantly
Yep.
moving forward in good ways.
Yeah. Kevin and I just adopted this saying, it's if you're not growing, you're dying. So we have to keep on growing and learning in order to not fall behind and not be relevant.
Well, it's true. And it's good for the consumer too, because that way they're getting the best product for the longest. Because your house is your biggest investment, so you want a return on an investment, and obviously a nice furnace works out. So, but once the duct works there, then you can just plug and play new and better things.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
and all the accessories that go on there, you can add so much to your furnace and stuff to make your house a lot more efficient and the air quality better and things like that.
And hanging out with you guys, so we renovate houses. Hanging out with you guys, we take it down to the studs, we move walls, something like that. We redo the layout of these old Pittsburgh houses because oftentimes the bathroom's very small and the kitchen's very small. And those are the two things for return on investment. So we often move those walls. Now, having walked around layout diagrams with Cousin Jack, and he's like, yeah, you want to make sure the return is down low, across from the what we call this in the ceiling, the supply in the ceiling. So that way when I'm walking the room, I'm like, all right, where's the couch going to be? How are we going to lay out this room? So that way we know that we're drawing, so it is definitely a part of my daily thought process when it comes to framing out new layouts for a house. How is this ductwork going to work? I have a house right now. The ductwork's in the cement. Have you had one of these? So it's really old house that they buried the ductwork. So one time the neighbor's house got flooded. He has the same built house. All the water was in the ductwork in the cement because it was built on a slab. And it's the only furnace I've ever seen where I have to reach down underneath the cement to change the air filter.
That is some craziness.
Yeah, I'm like,
That is crazy.
So it was built in like 50s by Sears. This is how Sears did it.
Interesting.
Yeah. It'll fill up with water and termites and rats and everything else. Why do you want ductwork in your cement?
I don't understand that.
Yes.
Does not seem
Bad
like a good
enough when they have to
concept.
put them underneath the trailers.
My only thought was it's warming the cement maybe. But no, it's a return to be pooling it.
Yeah.
So he's making it cold. I don't know.
I don't know. That doesn't sound efficient.
So it's not the science that I'm like, that's bad science.
Yeah.
But the ones working underneath the trailer, those ones I hate going underneath the trailer. I've had to go underneath the ones in North Carolina. I do not want to be underneath a house, man. No way.
Yeah.
You bless your guys in HVAC. No.
They go into
I'm
some
fat, so it doesn't really work out well going underneath some of these trailers.
Yeah, and especially if they do the brick skirting, so that way you're forced to have only that little doggy door to get in and out of.
Yeah.
The other ones where it's just the other skirting where you're like, if I get scared, I could probably just blast right through that and get the heck. What if there's an alligator under here or something?
snakes.
See, I got two
There's
trailers.
always snakes in there.
I got one that's exactly how you're explaining it. And then the other one's like a double wide, but they poured a full concrete foundation and then did it. So it's not so bad.
Okay.
But that trailer, I'm telling you, like, I'm trying to find my skinny friend and be like, hey, what are you doing today?
Good.
Want to make a few dollars?
Jason's skinny. He can go under there.
It's tight. Then we did a complete renovation on it, so like the floors were bad, the insulation was drooping, so like it was even more claustrophobic.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah, because it's all drooping under there, and you're like pushing up these bags because you have to low crawl to where the problem is. No, thank you.
And you know that animals, like they seek refuge.
Yeah, I am clearly disturbing their home, and I'm
Yeah.
underneath there. Just so scared. I just
Yeah.
want to be out of here. So no, thank you.
No, that's a hard pass.
The water and the ductwork. So the tenant that left that place destroyed, like he had the washing machine had been leaking forever, and it was right over top of that ductwork. So it was literally filled with water that was frozen in the winter when we went to.
Oh,
It was just not fun.
Yeah, that's
bad
not-
signs.
Our guys go into some real crazy houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, some just all kinds of different scenarios.
Yeah, and that's some of the things I tell the guys too is that you might not be, like being an electrician, you're never going to be warm because the furnace isn't on.
Right.
Like, so
Yep.
you got the AC guys, you're going to lose a lot of weight in that attic.
Yeah.
You're going to be up there sweating. I've had to do a few things putting up in the attic. I got a kit from J.A. Sauer. He's like, here's a kit for you, and you do it yourself. Because we took it to a cabin up north.
Okay.
And so I was regretful that I just didn't hire you to do it. Very regretful. I'm like, you know how it is.
Yeah,
Every
I know.
detail. I'm like,
Yep.
So I picked up the whole kit. Here's your house kit, Jason.
Have at this.
I had to call him a few times. I'm like, could have used some instructions or something. But it was one of those in attic units that you put on
Okay.
the stilt, and then it has things are suspended from the rafters, the ductwork. So it was the first time I ever used.
It was a space kit.
I don't know. it ended up with a bunch of flexible pipe,
Okay, yeah.
tons of
Space pack.
12-inch flexible pipe that just went everywhere. But here's what I learned. I was being counseled by people who did not know much about HVAC, obviously. So I ran the gas line that they provided for me. Okay, so they provided me a 3/8 flexible, basically brake line for the gas. So do you know where this is going?
Not anywhere good.
Right. All right. So I run the entire house, including the generator, in this 3/8 brake line for the gas. And the inspector comes over and he's like, all right. He's like, all right, so we're going to get the calculator out here. And he's like, what's the BTUs of that? And then what's the BTUs of this generator? He's like, all right, you're going to have to remove all that brake line and put 1.5-inch hard pipe through this whole house. That's how off I was.
Yeah, I was
So that's
gonna
why you need a
say.
professional.
Yeah.
This is my story about getting a professional or
Yes.
having the ability to call a professional. So that changed the price of how that project went quickly.
I'm sure that pipe is not cheap.
But yeah, it was funny drilling a hole to put a 40-foot pipe in a house to run some gas.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Wait, I was off by I don't know, whatever that was, quite a bit.
Roughly like 800% or something.
Yeah.
So I have my so again, I value when I hear my friends talk about what they want to try to do versus what we should pay a professional to do. So I recommend J.A. Sauer.
Yes, thank you. Sometimes at the end of the day, it's not a wise decision to try things yourself. It's going to cost you more money.
But I'm a Sauer, so
I know.
I'm going to dig around in that like a little electrical panel at the bottom there and try to figure out what that blinking light is.
Yeah.
Then he's going to say, I give up. Just call Jay Sauer.
Exactly.
I've learned a lot of the furnaces in my rentals are extremely old because they don't have the panels with the blinky lights. That's bad.
Yeah, we're not getting a code there.
Because then it's really just guess and check and
Yeah.
spend money.
Yeah.
I got a fun story about service with J.A. Sauer. I have my house in the north side that has a furnace that's absolutely enormous. It's bigger than this table. I don't know how. They must build it in the basement, like, at the time. There's no way it came into the basement like that.
Set it in there and then built the house around it.
So I didn't know much about it. I'm, like, kind of new to the furnace. I got Cousin Jack on speakerphone. I'm sitting on a bucket, and reminder, this furnace is enormous. So he's like, all right, you're going to do this, this, and this, whatever that was. And he's like, and then you're going to hold the lighter, and, like... That thing furnace lit up and literally blew me off the bucket. Just woof. And like I flew right off the back of the bucket. He knew exactly what was going to happen. He knew the whole time what was going to happen when I put the lighter or whatever I did to get this thing to light up. And I could hear him laughing on the bucket. I was like, thank you. Thank you.
Your relative?
Yeah. Furnace still works. He's like, you're not getting rid of that thing. I'm like, it's ancient. He says, but it'll work. It's we got that castle on the north side, and it's this huge furnace that ran it. But that was a good time where he knew the end result before
he was going to blow you off the bucket.
It was awesome. I was like, whoa. I didn't think that furnace was going to start. And it's that's a lot of gas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You got to be careful with that stuff. You know, I tell our guys all the time, you guys have a very dangerous job. Mm-hmm. You know, as cool as it is and the things that you get to do with your career and stuff, it's awesome. But it's also really dangerous. You're dealing with a lot of, you know, gas, it's just explosive if you don't use it right, or electrical, and you can shock yourself, you know, fall off a ladder, all these different things. It can be dangerous. So we take safety really serious. When it comes to that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, I'm sorry, Cousin Jack. That was between you and I moment.
No, that's okay, because that just is an example of what can happen, you know?
Right. I mean, he knew that
He knew it was going to happen. He just wanted to...
He just wanted to shock me, because I had all the panel off there by exposing everything.
Oh, man. That's funny.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
I hope I never... It'll be you guys that'll be replacing it, FYI. One of the day that thing
I'm sure.
quits.
And they're going to love you for having to cut it apart.
Oh, I'll scrap it myself. I'll get that money. Take it right to Steven's house.
And there's the hustle.
Yeah, there's the side hustle.
I was like... Because that's probably what I was thinking the first time when I bought the house. Is like, what am I doing here? But he came over, he walked through, he's like, no, it's serviceable.
Speaking of metal markets, copper has just been shooting through the roof, so you guys are going to see a lot of increases on product.
Oh, God, my heart just fell in my chest there. Oh, no.
Why?
Yeah.
Because that copper thieves, man.
So A, we're going to have that, and B, on the heating and air conditioning, and anything that uses copper, we're just going to start seeing all the prices hit the consumer.
Yeah. Yeah, the prices from COVID till now are like insane on equipment and stuff.
For sure.
They've gone up so much.
Let's talk about those most want to find our plaques that you guys have been a part of.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Salute to my man Chuck. Thank you for thank you so much for being a part of this.
What are you up to, 9,000 plaques this year?
It's a lot. So I have had to go outside of hoping that the raw material is getting too expensive to do these plaques. I don't need proper aluminum tread. Like I can get like a faux aluminum. So that's where I'm at this week, is trying to find. So yes, what has happened is Chuck came up with a design for the side of my pickup truck years ago, where I have that like cool most wanted rail. And there the cutouts left the little letters. So Chuck left me a bag of letters, and we were trying to come up with an idea for these plaques, and we didn't think it'd be much more than 7 or 8, maybe. We thought this was just goofing, and the world didn't care what we were doing. Well, turns out the world really cares, and it's now just outrageously everywhere in the world.
The largest class of demolition derby in the world.
In the
really?
world.
That's
in the
awesome.
world. And like it's just
all these promoters that have definitions, like you can go from one derby that says stock to the next derby that says stock, completely different rules. But the MWFA class, true, the largest and straight across the board.
So we're a part of some national wave that I don't understand. So I appreciate J.A. Sauer being with me there from the beginning, helping try to establish an identity. We didn't know again, like most things, we were just goofing, threw something at the wall, moved on, and then this thing just kept
Keeps on blowing.
Yeah.
Blowing up.
Yeah, so that's we're
awesome.
very blessed, and so thank you. So anyone who's listening and has won a trophy, have you won one, Stephen?
I actually have not. I won MWFA class before you had the trophies.
Oh, you won it during the cup period.
But there's one that I stare at in my bedroom.
Melanie
won one.
Nice.
So I get to see it on the wall in our bedroom every day.
Nice. So you would, so we would have started with artistic cups.
I won. It was Dead Man.
Oh, the Reaper.
I didn't get a cup. I didn't get the Reaper. When I won it, it was just a trophy and a check. So it was buried alive, I believe, 2 years. Yeah, 2 years ago. So I don't know what I was supposed to get or not. But
okay.
I got a trophy and a paper check.
Oh,
Jason,
congrats.
it sounds like you need to get him one of these.
Right. Well, he needs to earn it.
I'll earn one eventually.
You need to earn it. All right. Tell everyone where we can find you on socials.
So we are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you can look at our website, jsauerco.com, or you can reach us at 412-931-7200.
Nice. Guys got an Instagram yet?
I'm working on it. It's there. It's just
Jason says that's the wave of the future. You need
it
to get
is.
there.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
We had an account, and then I had to find the account, and it's been a struggle. But we're getting there.
I think I posted some pictures of my dog on there.
That happens. It happens.
We're getting there.
But yeah, that's the one. You want to be there, is what I tell her. But I know Facebook is Facebook.
Yeah.
But, advertising, you want to get out there.
Yeah.
Right? Because in Instagram, they can look up your hashtags. And that's what you want. You want someone to be able to research you.
Right.
All right. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you, Steven. Revved Up GarageCast.
GarageCast. I do want to drop a little bit of insight. Maybe we'll get to talk about this most wanted MWFA. All I'm going to say is let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, okay. That's in 2 weeks. You're going to hear this. Steven and I are going to talk about Derby for the rest of the time. Derby. But thank you for coming to Studio Me here in East Liberty. Thank you for trying to do that parallel parking.
Oh, Lord. That was bad.
I went down one block. There was no one there.
That's what I should have done.
Steven often brings a car and trailer,
so I got to get up on the road by Whole Foods or 5 blocks away.
So yeah, Studio Me is inner city podcasting studio that is branching out. They're in Oakland now and supposedly other places. So get with them if you want to be a podcaster. Again, check out Brian, Cinema Psychos. Check him out on the Lipson YouTube page and find out yourself how to be a podcaster. Go ahead and send us out.
Thank you guys for listening. It was great.